Everyone is waiting to find out what's gonna drop when it comes to Matt Gaetz. And while we're waiting, what has dropped are some TikTok videos. In fact, from apparently the sister of his fiance. So this is Roxanne Luckey, who is sister to Ginger Luckey, the still fiance of Matt Gaetz, as he's potentially facing charges for sex trafficking and possibly pedophilia. So she had quite a bit to say about her experiences with Matt Gaetz and other people Matt Gaetz had talked to about her. I'm gonna let her explain it in this video.
I also want to clarify that this is a very long story that I'm going to have to sum up very quickly. And I also want to put it out there that this is from my point of view. There's two sides to every story, and I acknowledge that, but this is what I experienced. So last summer when I was living in DC and interning there, basically Matt had just started dating my sister, and he had a friend that I had met and kind of knew that was around Matt's age, like had a kid, had been divorced, and this guy kept telling me like, oh, Matt told me I should ask you out, like that we'd be great together, yada yada, and I would just make jokes and be like, haha, like I'm 19, like that's weird. And I just thought he was kind of joking. And then he definitely like started being more vocal and saying creepy things and being like, I had a boyfriend at the time. He's like, oh, when you break up with your boyfriend, let me know. And so you can have a real man, just creepy stuff. And he later like texted me and was like, oh, sorry about what I said. I just wanted to get Matt off my back. Like Matt told me I should ask you out, yada, yada, yada. So I decided to confront Matt about it and be like, hey, why were you telling your friend to ask me out and like be like, that's just weird and creepy. So come Thanksgiving, when I finally had the chance to see him face to face, I was straight up with him and I was like, what is up with this? Why did your friend say this? Very much was like, wanted to hear his side of the story. And he just immediately got so defensive, started yelling at me and my mom. He called me a narcissist, was just 1,000% gaslighting me. I literally was just like standing there asking him like, are you gonna listen to what I have to say? And he went full lawyer on me. Like, I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to answer your questions, whatever.
Wow. So she went on to call him creepy and a literal pedophile, although she then finessed it to the ephebophile or whatever term they use to segment out types of pedophiles or whatever. But she has more that we'll get to. Jason, what'd you think about she's spent time with him and apparently guys he knows.
Yeah, God, I love flippant sister-in-law story time. I love it. I mean, it's so good. You know, and God bless Gen Z. God bless these kids for taking to TikTok, the tick of the talk, to really let people have it. Her and Claudia Conway are probably best friends, kikiing, just giving all the tea of what goes on in their dysfunctional households. But where there's smoke, there's fire. And you know, of course, I love how she said Matt Gaetz went all full lawyer on me, trying to gaslight me. Good for you using the word gaslighting. Again, the kids know what's up.
They do.
But where there's smoke, there's fire. And if you listen to all of it, there's nuance there. There isn't it would be different if she was trying to make this up as she went along. And it's really hard to piece together a story like that as nuanced as what she's saying. So of course, I mean, and more, this is very serious, what she's saying, at least for her. This affected her in some way, shape, or form. But she's now Roxanne's now 20 years old. She's a young woman who's like, this is what's going on, you guys. This is what's happened. And she's been around him enough to also highlight different accounts of what she called, in her own words, creepiness. So, and TikTok, man, once it's on TikTok, God help you.
Yeah,
once it starts going
that's true. And look, yeah, and like nothing that she is saying about him, you know, is on the level of like the stuff he's being accused of. It's not illegal. It's just creepy. Like if she was interested in dating roughly 40-year-old friends of congressmen, then she could do that. She's 18 or whatever. She's working on Capitol Hill. But like when you're sending them to go to her, that seems a little bit worse. Again, not illegal like the other things he's being accused of, but she's spent time with him. She knows his relationship with her sister. So it's a bit of a personal view into it. She's not specifically alleging illegal acts, and nothing that she says there we can confirm 100%. Although her social media from the time after last Thanksgiving does confirm that she had some sort of conversation, like she had posts about that. But anyway, I wanted to give you a response from some of the people involved in the story. Ginger Luckey, the fiance of Matt Gaetz, her sister says, Matt and I are enjoying our engagement and are deeply in love. My estranged sister is mentally unwell. She has been in therapy for years, and our family hopes that after receiving inpatient mental health treatment, she will overcome the tendency she has repeatedly shown to engage in destructive behavior. I don't know to what extent, if at all, that is true.
Yeah, and how, John, that's really crappy. I mean, look, of course, the family's going to try to discredit. I wonder what the conversation is at the dinner table with those two sisters. But to
get worse.
Yeah, and to say that, oh, she's mentally unstable, and to really paint people who are suffering with mental health issues as unstable, erratic, violent, even that's a low blow. Again, all of this is alleged. All this is alleged.
Totally.
We don't know what is truth, but this is also very adjacent onto the path of of what he's being accused of. Right? Hearing this doesn't sound surprising, even though it is alleged. It does not sound surprising at all. And again, as you said before, and as Roxanne said in her video, she has spent a lot of time with him, and also was privy to other environments that enter a whole different set of dynamics that still had this type of behavior occurring in, right? On the Hill, and then also personally, within their home or wherever else that took place at. So I stand by, where there's smoke, there's fire. But again, this is all alleged.
It is, yes. Some people are pointing out that the Ginger Luckey statement about Roxanne would seem to violate her HIPAA rights. It doesn't, although it is definitely revealing like private information about her mental health and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's weird. Also a little bit worried that the earlier tweet from the US Olympic Committee about Simone Biles being injured might violate her HIPAA rights. Anyway, everybody needs to be more worried about violating HIPAA rights. So Roxanne Luckey didn't respond to a request for comment, and a spokesperson for Gaetz said the congressman supports his fiance and her statement.
Duh.
Wait. Okay, so yeah, I get that you will. I don't think that's what they wanted the statement on. You're the creep, man. This isn't about you're making this about your fiance? Yeah, what she did seems really bad too. But she's not a human trafficker, at least. Dude, answer for your own crimes. Don't hide behind the family drama you're causing, you creep.
Yeah, creep. Well,
anyway.
Hey, in the words of Roxanne Luckey, he tried to lawyer me. That's what he's doing in that statement. Lawyering, spinning, gaslighting.
1000% gaslighting. That's the name of the episode. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.